Hear any? Are there any changes to the agenda order?
I do not have any either.
Peter, you're on mute.
Oh,
He's the great unmuter, and he's muted himself.
sorry about that. I was just trying to get joined in here.
Okay, so I was asking, do you have any changes to the agenda order, you or any select board members? Okay, thank you
have
very
none.
much. I'm sure that the minutes came in late. Peter's had a very hectic schedule, but he did do the minutes. I did edit the minutes, just a couple of slight edits, and I would like to have a motion for approval of those minutes, if I might. Okay, Miranda's raising her hand. Do I have a second? Thank you, Rusty. Okay, is there any discussion? I'll take the roll in regard to the motion to approve the minutes of the last select board meeting. Michael?
Aye.
Brad?
Aye.
Rusty?
Aye.
Zahn?
Aye.
Richard? Aye. That motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Peter Rood, is there any highway report that you can provide us with?
I briefly
Mr. Rood, you look like you're in the universe behind you.
Yeah, I got a good chuckle from a few people who watched the video last week, as well as from you, Richard. So I was trying something a little different. We have to have a little levity in our day here.
Yes, we do.
I spoke to Danny on Friday morning, I believe it was. And they've been fixing a lot of equipment and cutting a lot of brush intertwined with plowing snow and hauling sand. They've been hauling a lot of sand of recent because it's looking like it's going to be slim pickings in the near future. So Danny wanted to make sure that he had the shed full.
Great. Is that it?
That's it. He didn't have much to say this time. He said they've only been cutting brush and fixing equipment.
Okay. And plowing, no doubt. On to new business, community values mapping. Lucky, would you like to present briefly? We've allotted 10 minutes, but you don't have to take that much time.
They probably won't. I'm here representing the Conservation Commission, but also speaking for a committee that has formed to plan a community values event for Guilford. We first learned about this about a year ago, and Vermont Fish and Wildlife has been working with towns to hold these community mapping forums to engage more citizen voices, to get more people involved in the planning process. And the Planning and Conservation Commissions decided we would like to move forward. And we even had a date set last March to hold our first community mapping forum.
Too bad about that.
Yes, but then everything was closed down and put on hold. So a couple of months ago, Fish and Wildlife came back to us and said that they had worked out an online version of community mapping. Would we like to participate? So our Conservation Commission talked about the drawbacks, but also the positives, and we decided it was worth trying to move forward. We talked to the Planning Commission and they agreed, and we're now here also asking for your support. Meanwhile, we formed a committee and we have a basic structure and plan for community values mapping in Guilford next month. It will have 3 ways that people can participate. They can join an online forum on March 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. And it will be facilitated by Vermont Fish and Wildlife, led by someone that we've worked with before. Small groups will work on online maps and talk about places that they love and care about in Guilford. Another option is a website that people can go to on their own and do their own mapping that will become part of the communal effort. And the third way they can participate is to go to the Playscape, where we will have a big paper map and directions posted for how to mark places that people love and care about in Guilford. So we're working on the website. That's almost done. And at our planning committee meeting this week, we're going to work on ways that will reach out to people. And those will include front porch forum, emails to leaders of organizations who can reach out to their members and encourage them to participate. We are going to reach out to the school and encourage the teachers of the older students to participate. I think those are the main ways. So tonight I'm asking if you have any questions. We'll be sharing our communications with you so that you'll know the exact description of the events as they'll take place. But this is a chance for you to ask questions or raise concerns.
Are there any questions? I have one myself. I don't know if it's possible to put news of this on the Guilford Town website.
Yes, that was another notice. Sorry.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Brenda?
And I think that there's an article in Front Porch Forum about it. Is there?
We did do an article when we had to cancel it in the Gazette, but we haven't posted anything yet on Front Porch Forum. We thought we would do that maybe 3 or 4 postings 2 weeks before.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. Is this a kind of statewide initiative?
It's an initiative by Fish and Wildlife to get people thinking more about the place they live, what they value, and to think more about the future and planning for the future. So it was interesting when I presented to the Planning Commission. The one concern that was raised was about what will these maps be used for in the end? What Fish and Wildlife does is brings all the individual mapping that's done in the process together, and then they provide our 2 commissions with maps that collectively express what people care about in town. So the question was, how will the maps be used? Is there any chance that they'll be used for future regulation? And the answer from Fish and Wildlife, we're also working with Margot Gia from Wyndham Regional Commission, is that the intent is not future regulations. The intent is to learn more, to understand more about what we collectively care about, which might be part of the planning process, but regulations and ordinances are not part of the intention. So I think in our communication, we need to be careful about words like protection and understand that we be clear that we won't be infringing on people's property rights.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Linda. I think it's great. I wonder how is there some do you have in your mind how the select board can help advance this project?
We hope you'll come. So, that would be great to have you. We can have up to 120 people. So as many as 12 small groups. So we're also planning to make a few phone calls to encourage people to come. And in our communication, we chose the March 9th date, thinking that the communication state that we'll be missing town meeting, we'll be missing that kind of gathering. How about trying this kind of forum? So
good.
For that reason, we hope people will come too.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes, Marna?
This is actually for Richard and Linda. Is there a way that the select board can sort of formally endorse this process? I mean, aside from just saying we think it's great?
So the way we're working on the website text and in describing who's behind this, we say that it's the 2 commissions with the support of the Guilford Select Board. The Wyndham Collectivity Collaborative is also interested in using this as a model for other towns in our area, and Vermont Fish and Wildlife. So I think it's probably best to state that we have your support.
Yes. So Peter, do we need a motion for that, or can we do that informally by just saying that we support this initiative? You're on mute.
Yeah, you could do it informally, Richard. You don't, for the time being, since it's not requiring any action of the select board can informally give your support to the project.
Right, and we can go on record as doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I would like to poll the select board for, do you agree that
I am in full support of this initiative.
Okay, thank you. Miranda?
Certainly.
Rusty?
Aye.
Okay, Zahn?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and I am in support of it. So it's formally supported, this initiative is formally supported by the select board. Yes, Linda?
Jackie Gaines has just joined, and she and Jackie's on the committee that's doing the planning, and she's raised some good, Jackie, I just explained, some of the questions that have come up about private property owner and being careful about words like protection and making clear how the maps will be used. So you could take a minute to join in. I basically went over the format of the 3 sessions and
Okay. We have to, if you can be quick, Jackie, because we have to move along on this.
I'm just here to learn and listen.
Oh, hello. Nice to see you.
I'm sorry. I tried to get in and it didn't work for a while. So
you're here now?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Linda. That was a splendid presentation, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Zahn? Yeah.
I would just like to say that I've been, because I'm liaison to the Planning Commission, I've been involved in some of these conversations, and I just want to say that I think it's great that the Select Board's willing to support this level, but I also want to say that I sort of, in planning, I kept pulling back from, I didn't want it to appear that the Select Board is in any way kind of moving into this thing in any way to help. I didn't want the community to understand this was a project of the Select Board for any particular reason.
Right. So how
it's great that the Planning Commission and that the Conservation Commission are leading the game here. I think
right. And maybe you could make that clear in the communications. And as I recall, the word is at the support of the Select Board. Yeah. So I think that makes it fairly clear.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our next, thank you very much. On to our next Vermont Trans Certificate of Highway Mileage, Peter?
Yes, so every year the Select Board is required to sign a certification that regarding the highway mileage in town, whether or not it's changed or not changed in any way, shape, or form. It is currently not changed, and so we just need to have a motion from someone that you certify that the mileage that is on record with VTrans is currently correct, and we can move on to the next topic.
Okay, so do I have that motion? Zahn motions. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Who was that? Michael?
That was Rusty.
Okay. Rusty seconded? Okay. Is there any discussion? Okay, I shall take the roll. Michael?
Aye.
Brenda?
Aye.
Rusty?
Aye.
Zahn?
Aye.
Richard? Aye, and the motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. The next item on our new business agenda is library open by appointment. The library has requested whether it would be possible to open the library, which is closed by the Select Board's vote to close it due to COVID. The library is asking if the Select Board would allow the library to be open by appointment. Many libraries in our state are doing that, and I would like to say at the outset that I very much support that. That would limit a patron would have to make an appointment, and the capacity in the library would be limited to very small numbers. And the library would be willing to tell us what the small number would be. Yes, Peter?
I just, if I may just state, it would probably be good just for you to note at least publicly, that you are on the board, the library trustees as well, so you so that there's no conflict of interest there.
Right. Yes, I'm a member of the trustee, and we determined when I came to the Select Board that was not a conflict of interest to serve the state statutes to serve as a library trustee and a Select Board member. So, but I do have an enthusiastic word to say about allowing Guilford residents to get into the library by appointment. Miranda?
So do we need a motion for this? And if so, would the motion need to have specific language about like percentage of, how many people could be there? Or
Yes,
would
Fran.
the idea of having it be by appointment only cover that?
You had Peter saying that it does have to have the numbers in it.
Is it fair to say we could just have one appointment at a time? Is that adequate?
That's probably, I mean, we could make that motion, and then because the library is so small, I was thinking, I mean, you can't get too many people in there at the same time, and it's probably safest to have appointments one at a time. Is that what the select board would like to do?
Yes.
Okay,
And
Michael
I
says
can
yes.
I can also confirm that when Penny has appointments at the town office, there's only one person per 1 hour slot.
Okay, Zon,
You're muted, Zon.
you're on mute, Zon.
Sorry, but that feels restrictive if you're a family, a mother with 2 small children, or a father with 3 small children. I mean,
Oh, so could we say one individual or family at a time?
That sounds
Or
good, Richard.
pod?
Okay, so can we have a motion that says that?
I would say, Richard, if I can just say, I would suggest household versus family because not everyone living in the same household are necessarily family.
Okay, yep. So one individual or household at a time.
I so move.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Michael. Is there any further discussion? I shall take the roll then. Michael, Rusty, did you have your hand up?
Just a thought. I didn't know if we would run something like an infrared thermometer to people's foreheads just to make sure that they're not coming in.
Actually,
believe
you're correct,
Kathy
Rusty.
has
We
that.
legally we are required to do that,
Okay.
and we also have
Kathy-
the library also has
Peter,
to
there's
keep a
something
log
wrong
for
with
30
your-
days.
Peter, I think there's something wrong with your speaker.
Okay.
I was able to hear him.
Hear me?
Oh, I now can. Okay. So, and I was saying that I believe that Kathy does have that thermometer that she uses. Okay. So yes, Miranda?
So do we have to put that stipulation in the motion?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, because that's technically an order that has come from the governor, so you don't need to have that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we have a motion on the floor that it's been seconded. We've discussed it. Is there any further discussion? I'll take the roll then. Michael Becker,
Aye.
Miranda Porch, Rusty Marine,
Aye.
Don Easton,
I
Richard Wazansky, aye. That motion carries unanimously too. Thank you very much.
Richard, I'm sorry, I didn't catch who seconded that.
It was me, I think.
Michael.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, now on to the last item on our new business agenda, which is the informational meeting, which will be happening on February 25th. What I'd like to do is there are 11 articles, and we need a representative from the select board to at least feel responsible for each of the articles or one or several of the articles. And so what is the select board's feeling? Would you like me to send you the articles and then you let me know which ones you would like, or would you like me to assign them or
Assign.
assign? Okay, then I will do that tomorrow morning. How's that? Does anybody particularly want to speak to, however, the budget articles? Don't all jump at once.
I mean, the town budget article.
Yes, the town and the highway budget article. And you're not really speaking to it because it's going to be on Zoom and it's at the informational meeting, and we're basically just going to discuss what the articles are and ask for questions. And if there are questions, then you as the select board representative would be the lead in answering the questions. And then there's Peter, of course, too. Peter, do you want to, yeah.
Assign.
I'll sign. Okay, thank you. I think that's the way to go. Peter.
That's how the select board has traditionally done it. Is the chair assigns an article or two to each other board member. I mean, this is the same way you do every year, similar to what we have done at the Broadbrook Grange pre-town meeting, is you will read it out publicly, and then the public can comment or ask questions, and the select board as a whole can answer those questions with my support should you need it. You as an individual don't need to be responsible for answering all questions on that article.
No, right. Okay, so I will send out those assignments tomorrow. In regard to the informational meeting, which is on February 25th at it's at 7 p.m. I think we put out a lot of information about it. Am I right about that?
6.
Okay. I have spoken to Rick Zamor, who is going to moderate it, and I've also sent Rick information on Australian ballot, because that will be part of what the content of this meeting is about, to explain to our residents and voters not only why we've gone to Australian ballot and are not having an in-person town meeting, but also how the Australian ballot works, which is, as you know, fairly simple. And Rick feels confident that he can moderate it. But our informational meeting really wants to, on the 25th, wants to go over the articles and the Australian ballot process. Those are the headlines as far as I understand it and think about it. We've sent out also, just for the select board's knowledge, we've created a postcard which has information on it, which is already at the mail house. It's been printed and it's going out. We're doing our best to make sure that Guilford residents know what the date is and what is required of them in regard to voting on March 2nd. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, Don?
I'm sorry, but my calendar, I just want to confirm this meeting on the 25th is at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Can we speak about the meeting on the 18th as well?
That is the
yes.
Broadbrook Grange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what time that is?
7.
Thank you.
Okay, and Zon, we're going to have a rehearsal of the informational meeting on the 11th.
It's Thursday at 4, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So I hope that you all will be there. I sent you a reminder of the days we have to keep, that we're expected to attend these 3 meetings, the 2 meetings and the 1 rehearsal. Anything else on the informational meeting? Very good. Then on to the DVFiber update. Zon.
Yes, thank you. I'll just be very brief. I mean, things are moving along. It's at breakneck speed. But the thing that we've just done is that the DVFiber has just released an RFP to enter into a relationship, a private-public relationship with a vendor, an operator, who will build and construct over time a network and a system for us to provide 100 up, 100 down capacity.
Oh, that's great news.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think that the deadline for that is March 26th for proposals, and then there will be a period through which DVFiber will negotiate a contract with whoever that will be, and then hopefully work will actually start.
Making progress. Wow.
Still Guilford is down the road. I don't want to give anybody get too excited, but unless something happens amazingly, we're still a couple years out for Guilford. So,
thank you, Zon. Peter, do you have an update on the COVID situation, or are we?
I'll just be really brief, since the select board already had a very long evening as it is. The COVID situation in Vermont, as far as caseload, has been really up and down. At the moment, we're doing a lot better than we were a couple of weeks ago. On a really positive note, the state is ahead of their projections on getting vaccinations out to folks. Just over 80,000 Vermonters have received the vaccination now. That includes first responders, individuals living in care homes, and Vermonters who are 75 or older. Those who are 75 and older still have another 2 weeks that they have exclusive to register for a vaccine. before it's opened up to the next younger group. So Governor Scott is quite pleased with the progress that we're making, even with the short supply of vaccinations. Just as a friendly reminder to everyone, please remember to social distance and wash your hands and wear your mask when you're not with people from your households.
Thank you, Peter. Okay, on to the warrants. Who's doing the warrants? Oh,
I just wanted to say one thing before the warrants. Just in case anybody watches the select board meeting, I did go to the VFW and get my vaccine, and it's a very well-run, friendly, safe operation.
Thank you.
Now onto the warrants.
And by the way, Randa, I can say, in talking to Danny and the road crew last week, at least 2 road crew members regularly watch your meetings.
Oh, well, terrific.
Okay, on to the warrants, please.
Okay, I'm getting ready. Okay, I move that we pay the following warrants. Payroll week, January 31st, 2021, for $5,886.23. Payroll week, February 7th, 2021, for $5,890.55. Expense warrant number 2013 for $31,165.73 for
Thank
a
you. Do I have
total
sorry.
for a total of $42,942.52.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Zon. Is there any discussion? Okay, I shall take the roll then. Michael?
Aye.
Miranda?
Aye.
Rusty?
Aye.
Zon?
Aye.
Richard? Aye. Unanimously approved the finance warrants. Great. Peter, any communications?
No, we had no communications for this week, and as usual, action summary from the previous meeting is the Select Board approved the town meeting warning. The Select Board approved the Declaration of Inclusion, which I will send to all of you for signatures. The Select Board approved the BCTV proposal to assist with the town meeting day informational meeting. The Select Board formed a communications committee consisting of Veranda, Richard, and myself to work out the postcard and the details of the info meeting. You approved the release of the funds to the Guilford Volunteer Fire Department. You scheduled a dog hearing. And I was to schedule the details of said dog hearing. As far as actions taken from this meeting, you have offered your full support to the Community Values Mapping Project. You approved the Certificate of Highway Mileage. You approved the library to be open by appointment. And did I miss anything there? Anyone?
Well, but you have that motion about individuals and households, right?
Yes. That was the library being open by appointment.
Yeah, okay, great. I don't think that you missed anything.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. It must be that time again.
Right.
Oh, do you have a motion to put forward, John?
No, actually, I'm sorry, but I have a question. It just,
Yes, please.
I would gladly put forward a motion. I have one simple question. And I just need clarification, edification about what are the next steps with regard to the second complaint in the dog hearing?
We're going to have to meet again about that. Do you want to I don't think we want to do that now.
No, I understand. Then, so
Why don't we schedule a teleconference or a Zoom meeting to discuss that one issue? Oh, there's the town administrator has something to say.
Yeah, so what you have to do is you'll have to schedule a special select board meeting in which you meet in the public, and then you move to enter into executive session to discuss legal matters, and then you discuss your have a discussion, and then you exit that executive session, and you make your statement as far as whether or not you have taken any action, and that is at the end of that meeting. And if you take action, then you notify those who are related to that, and if not, there's nothing further to do.
Okay, I wonder if we could make that executive session combined with deliberation on the incident and the incident number one. Do you follow what I'm saying? So that we don't have to have two additional meetings, but we could do it in one meeting. The
It's all
deliberation
related to a
and
legal matter, so yes, you
Yeah.
can do it however you want, but that's just the order of events.
I was asking the select board what their feeling about that is.
Okay. Yeah. My sense was Peter was just describing our next meeting in relationship to incident one. The in and out of the executive session. That's as I understand it, as for the incident number one. Then we have to have a separate hearing, which you're proposing might be at the same time for not a hearing, but a deliberation about whether to have a hearing or not.
Yes.
Or incident two, and we could do
Right.
all that in one meeting.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I was proposing, that we could just do it in one meeting. The deliberation on incident one and the deliberation on whether to have a hearing on the incident number
Absolutely,
two.
Richard. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Am I allowed to participate given that I missed
Yes, you
this
have
evening?
to participate, Michael.
Okay, I'm happy to.
You're still a select board member, aren't you, Michael?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I just okay. Yeah, I'll be there.
And you're heartily welcomed.
Great, fantastic.
Sorry, more questions, but are we constrained or enforced to take under the second notion about a second hearing within a certain amount of time? So that we have to have this meeting, this double meeting, like within the next 2 weeks or something?
Yeah, technically, you're supposed to do it in 7 days.
Okay, that's true. Okay, let's get on it then, huh?
Yeah, okay, so Peter, can you put out a doodle poll? And
Yes, sir. I'll be on that first thing tomorrow morning.
thank you very much. Okay, now.
And I would like to move that we adjourn.
Oh, really? Do I have a second for that?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Rusty. Is there any discussion about that? Okay, let me take the roll. Michael?
Hi.
Miranda?
Aye.
Rusty?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Richard, aye. The motion carries unanimously, and thank you very much. It's been a long evening. But I think we've done good.
You did very well. Have a good evening, everyone.
Yeah, have a good
Good night, everyone.